Hello everybody. So I got a comment on my last video about why a grown woman would have this junk on their handbag. And honestly, I thought I would just answer for myself. I can't answer for all women. I think most of them just like the look of it. That would be my assumption, right? It maybe adds a pop of color, or it's a place for hand sanitizer, or whatever the reason is. I can't answer for other people, but as an adult woman in her mid-40s, closer to 50, I thought I would answer. So the first thing is that I just like this, okay? I think it's cute. Maybe you don't, and I mean that's okay. I don't particularly care if other people like my bag so much, even though I share them on the internet. So I guess I do care if you think my bag is nice, but also I don't care. But the other reason is function. And for me, it's function mixed with a little bit of like disguising the function. So last year, I did make a video after my youngest daughter was diagnosed with epilepsy. And to say that's just like a big thing to have happen to your kid is an understatement. There's a lot of other diagnoses that maybe are worse or maybe are harder to deal with, but like epilepsy was just, it was unexpected. We got that diagnosis after she had a very lengthy tonic-clonic seizure in the middle of the night, followed by about 10 additional minutes where she was non-responsive. At a certain point, she was turning blue at the lips. It was devastating. It was just a devastating moment. It's probably the worst 911 call I've made, and I've made a few in my lifetime, but that was the worst one. And we were also treated really poorly when we got to the hospital. So trauma on top of trauma. But anyway, she has epilepsy. And when you have epilepsy, you can choose to medicate. You can choose to not medicate. We have a pediatric neurologist who basically said, this is what I would recommend you get at a minimum, which is a rescue inhaler. It's nasal diazepam, otherwise known as Valtoco is, I believe, the pronunciation of the name brand. And it's in like a little bubble pack. I'm going to show you it in a minute. And you pull it out of the bubble pack, you stick it in the nose, and you pump it. And it releases the medication, and that medication should help relieve a seizure. You can use another dose, I think, within 4 hours. You use that at about 5 minutes into a seizure that is considered a medical emergency, and then you would immediately call 911. For us, I think at 4.5 minutes, we would call 911, let them know what we were doing, have rescue come, have her transported to the local children's hospital, but that's us. So I have to carry that medication. Ambulances don't always have it, and you can be risking death with any seizure, whether it's epilepsy or not epilepsy. Seizures are not epilepsy exclusive. You can have a seizure due to many other issues not related to epilepsy. In our case, it is. So I have a couple of different things on my bag. I actually just switched them out when I switched to this bag, like within the last week or so. So I have this fuzzy notebook. I'm just going to open it up. And this is from a Scholastic book fair. My daughter brought it home, and she's basically letting me borrow it. I have this Flamingo, which is also, I'm borrowing it from my daughter. It's usually on her school backpack, but we're in summer break. And the keychain for him kind of broke off. He's super cute and sparkly, and I love him. I love yard flamingos, the plastic ones. I know, they're gaudy. I like them. So I have an avocado. This came from work. I don't remember what we got it for. There was like a little poem with it. I don't have that, but it came from work. I have this. The sticker says, "Ask me about my lobotomy." It is like a Stanley tumbler. I don't have a Stanley. I actually have an Awala that I carry with me. And it holds a chapstick, which I just figured out not that long ago. My son, he's 11, my younger son, he picked this out, this little keychain. He picked this out for me when he went to a thrift store. So, of course, I take it everywhere. And then this is it's a jujube. I think it's a coin pouch. These were like made, I want to say what I remember from when I was buying jujube. I've probably had this since 2018 maybe. These are like coin pouches, and they weren't like in all the fabrics. This one is just super cute. I think this is unicorno or something. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I think it's cute. I have a unicorn keychain attached to that. I have an epilepsy medical alert bracelet attached to that, and I have an autism bracelet attached to that. This is her medication. So, and this is $350 of seizure relief for 2 of these, which is 1 dose per packet. If you want to see this, see when it expires. It is $700 for a box. That gets you 2 doses. We have 1 dose at our house. We have 1 dose with her grandma, and we have 2 doses at our school. She carries a dose of this with her. Anytime she's at school, she has a backpack. So this is why I carry cutesy stuff on my purse. I was putting this in my bag. I used to not keep cute stuff on my purse, you guys. I just was like, that's not really my thing. I didn't like putting this in my catch-all. I didn't like throwing it in the bottom of my bag. If I need to ask somebody to get this for me, I need it to be more easy to explain where it is. It's in the blue pouch hanging on my bag. It's in the unicorn pouch hanging on my bag. It's by the epilepsy bracelet hanging on my bag. With the keychains hanging on my bag is more sense than go in the middle zipper compartment in the pink carry-all and it's in the bottom, right? Like, this is a lot easier to access in an emergency, and that's what this is. This is emergency medication. This is a do not pass go, do not collect $200, call 911 medication. It's very expensive. We're very lucky that she has Medicaid for disabilities, and so, this is something that the state has provided for her. But that's why I choose to carry cute things on my purse. It kind of doesn't stick out when I'm out and about because I have other things there, so I don't think anybody looks at it and sees it as like a potential grab. I don't know if you can get high on diazepam. I assume with a nasal injection of 10 milligrams of it, you might get a buzz from this medication. I don't know, and I'm never going to check. But like I said, ambulances don't always have it. When she had her initial big seizure, the hospital did not take it seriously. We were there for maybe 45 minutes. They were very dismissive of her at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I will always have her medication. We take her, she's on actually 2 liquid daily medications, and we take those when we go places. They go with her when she goes places. So there's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you don't think about when your child doesn't have a specific problem, If you're not an autism parent, you don't think about autism. If you're not an epilepsy parent, you don't think about epilepsy. If you're not a cancer parent, you don't think about cancer. If you're not a thyroid parent, you don't think about thyroid. So there's just a lot of things. So I know that comment was sort of made in judgment of me being an adult and having this on my bag. And, if you don't like it, that's okay with me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my family. It doesn't affect my purse. But that is the reason primarily that I've switched into carrying these things. I think they're cute. I never really had the guts to carry things that I thought were cute when I was younger. And now I have a reason to carry things to make them easily accessible. And so I do it, and I'm enjoying it immensely. I think this is adorable. It makes my bag fun. It makes it stand out. It makes me happy. And as a bonus, it helps me keep my kids safe and hopefully alive. If you have any questions about epilepsy, or you're looking for a resource on epilepsy, if you'd like to take a free class that will teach you how to manage epilepsy in an emergency, or a seizure, I should say, not epilepsy, but seizures. Out in the wild, you happen to come across someone having a seizure, there are free classes that run all year long. There's a lot of information about seizures that is super helpful. If you need that information and you comment below, I will certainly try to help you find a resource that would answer your questions. Have a great day.